Hello everyone. I want to talk to you about our upcoming project, which I'm just going to call the TriTone project. I got this idea from a webinar sponsored by Drexel University in Philadelphia, and honest to goodness, as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, my students would love this. So I bought all the supplies we need. We'll talk about that in just a second, and I'm really excited to show this to you. As you can see, the project that Drexel freshmen do is a self-portrait. So let's talk a minute about self-portraits. The very first self-portrait was actually completed in Philadelphia. This was a photograph, okay? And you can see this is way back in the 1800s, okay? What we would call a selfie right now. Self-portraits are a tried and true art genre because why? One reason, artists are cheap, and who is the cheapest model that you could ever get is yourself, right? All you have to do is look at a mirror, and there you have a subject. Van Gogh painted multiple self-portraits, and you can see how he even ages through his self-portraits, and even, you know, infamously shaved his head, cut off his ear. You could see he was kind of losing it down here, okay? But many self-portraits. Self-portraits are the best when they're expressive. Okay, this is Courbet. I'm not sure who these are. Maybe Rodin. I'm not sure, but very, you know, emotive and expressive. So maybe strive for that. If you're going to do a self-portrait, let's not all be, you know, our morose selves. Let's really go for it. These are just examples of pretty bad proportion in self-portrait, but I have a way for you to not worry too much about proportion. This is Zach Bramf here, okay? This is how someone drew him, and this is what he would look like, a computer animation, if they would go through the drawing. So these could be kind of funny. It reminds me of all those nailed it things, okay? The study of anatomy will help you in your portraits, okay? You know how we have, the head is basically a circle with kind of a rectangular prism attached to it, all right? And as you turn your head, you're going to get a lot more interest in your portrait as opposed to, boom, a straight-on kind of image. Although these are straight-on image, but these proportions here are just lovely. And what makes them so powerful is the value, okay? So we're going to use line to create value. Here's some more self-portraits. Just include very limited value palette. We have light, we have perhaps a medium tone, and then very dark tones here, but very limited value palette. I want to talk to you about the 3/4 view, or the slight turn of your head as you take a portrait, or even look at this lady here, the slight look up. I mean, she doesn't look very happy, but still. Just a little, Rembrandt here, he's pretty much looking straight at you, although his chin is turned, his eyes go a different direction. You get that little bit of tension, that little bit of contrapposto almost, even in a pose, and you'll learn that term this week, okay? The portrait, the 3/4 portrait, means you turn your chin 3/4 of the way, not the full way, 3/4 of the way. So you get a nice broad side of your face, like these older portraits. Okay, we're going to talk about the quality of line and how line can create value by how close in proximity it is, how line can create form by its direction, okay, and how line can indicate a source of light, all right? So this is an engraving here, and you see this is created by nothing more than lines. Beautiful. All right, I love these kind of works, and we're going to look at close-ups in just a second, but notice, look at to get the idea of a skull up here in the top, look how the line curves, it's rounded, how it makes like a checkerboard, like a curved checkerboard, okay? And the closer the lines are together, the darker the value. Over here in the highlight on top of the bald head or in the forehead, very little line, or what's called implied line. The eye kind of fills it in, the brain fills it in. Okay, here are close-ups of those things. Let's go back to now that we know what the close-up is. Let's look at the baby's face, okay? So you see how this form is developed using almost like basketball lines, right? Okay, but let's look at the next pose. You could see close up how they're called a cross contour line. They go directly across the form. There are no lines even in his cheekbones to give the highlight, but look how the direction of the line changes on the underside of his nose. Look at the Virgin Mary's face here. It's a beautiful checkerboard, so you get this kind of mid-range value. Okay, how about the beautiful curves on this nose? Cross contour line follows the form, as you will learn this week. Okay, here is a portrait of a young man. Okay, and you could see how, again, the line curves around the form. It invokes the sense of light. You know that the light is more coming from the right here than the left because there's a bigger highlight here. Okay, and it really makes it realistic. Here is zooming in just a little bit. I'll zoom out again. Okay, that's what it looks like from far away. But as you zoom in, you see all the lines that go around the iris. Okay, the pupil's pretty much filled in. But look how the lines indicate the form of the cheek. The lines indicate the direction of the hair. Just simply gorgeous. Okay, honestly, this portrait kind of scares me. This guy looks a little demented, but again, using cross contour lines, more of with the side of a pencil than with a fine tip pen. Okay, when you create or find your resource, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Norman Rockwell. You've probably heard of him. He was famous for doing the covers of the Saturday Evening Post. It was a magazine back in the day, and he gives us the lesson that it's very important to practice and secure more than one image. Now, when Rockwell was working, okay, this is the 40s, the 50s, you know, it was very difficult to have a photographic image. We have it made, you know. We could take many, many images, and it doesn't matter. Delete, 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 whatever you don't want, okay? But here's what Rockwell would do. He would take multiple images and then select the best, put them together. So you have this girl here eating a banana, okay? You have the boy, you know, he put them together, and he practiced drawing all of these different poses until he got it right. Okay, I'm not asking you to do that, but what I'm asking you to do is take multiple shots of yourself so that you can very much choose the best one. I'm going to show you the ones I took just the other day. Okay, look, so many in strong light, multiple shots, and you could see, and we'll pick the very best one. I don't know if I'm truly in love with any of these yet. I definitely don't like these ones here that are highlighted. Too many chins. But I like this one here with the strong light. I think that could be a really nice eyeball. Let's see what else here. So many of your image, okay? And these are some more Rockwell images here, multiple images on a single page. So when you take your shot, very strong lighting, okay? Don't be like these people here with backlight. You want strong lighting from one side, okay? Which light looks best? We'll show you that. And if you're in school right now, I have a small little photo booth kind of set up in the closet of the art room so you can see. But look at this beautiful light here. Look at the highlight on this man's chin, the highlight up in the nose. This would make a beautiful portrait. How about this guy? Lots of light across the forehead, lots of changes in value that will give you the idea of form. And you can see, this is not the same project. But it goes along. You can see the image and the final result. The image worked from the final result, okay? Even this one, it's not very strong lighting. It's more kind of a wash of light. But look at the forehead, how dark that gets. And you can see the final result here, how the light washes across the bottom half of the face and fills in the top. Albrecht Dürer was the master of using cross-contour line. He was the Northern Europe's version of Leonardo da Vinci. Actually, they were working at the same time, okay? And these are sketches that Dürer did. I mean, this guy has the famous drawings. When he was 14 years old, he was creating drawings like this. Amazing. And he used cross contour lines to render form, value, and the sense of light. That's what we're going for. Here are details of Durr's hand, praying hands. And you see it's on a toned paper. There is white for the highlights and actually black for the shadows. That's it. But look how many, when you squint at it, it looks like there's many more than just two values painted on colored paper. It looks like a lot more. That's what we're going for here. So, like I said, as soon as I saw this, I bought you guys really good supplies. We already have gouache, so that's good. But I bought you colored My Tints paper, light fast colors, acid free. This is beautiful paper that we will use to make our portraits, or whatever you decide your subject I'm not going to say you have to do a certain thing. Okay, we will use these small like liner brushes, rigging brushes, okay, something like that. You can use these, and I bought those specially for you. Here is that man here, that student who did the portrait, and you can see the line work. He's not filling it in completely. He's letting the paper be the middle tone. So like, for example, let's just look at the chin here, okay? All right. So you have this dark area. So what did he do? He used the darker color gouache, cross contour, curved line, okay? There's all these middle tones before it hits a highlight. So what did he do? He let it be. He didn't paint a whole lot. It's more about the decision than the painting here, okay? It's letting the color of the paper really star the show, okay? Here's another beautiful one on the purple paper. Love it. And here's some more student examples. We saw this guy back in a few slides ago. So that's it. This is what we're going for here. This is the man that came up with the lesson. Okay, he works for Drexel University. And here's how we're going to do this, guys, and I'll show you. You'll send me your resource, okay? Please make sure it's a very high quality photo, not pixelated, not blurry, because the sharper and better quality it is, garbage in, garbage out, the better quality your artwork will be. We will use vellum or Yupo paper to trace the lines, trace the value, okay? Like this man here. We will flip it over, put a dark, heavy kind of transfer layer on the back, and then on our My Tints paper we will have a value scale, value drawing. We will then go over the value drawing with our gouache. Okay, this is Walt Whitman, and you could see how his portrait is coming along. I believe that's it. So I hope you're excited for this. I certainly am. Alrighty, see you when I see you. Thank you.